Hello, hello, and welcome back as the FNG Express continues its non-stop service from Cliffhanger Town all the way to Victoryville Station in Perfidious. Pete plays XCOM 2. Now, you might be saying, Pete, a cliffhanger is by definition a stoppage. You can't have a cliffhanger unless you stop in the middle. That's how they work. How the hell can this theoretical new guy Express of yours be offering non-stop service when it left me in a bigger lurch last episode than the butler from the Addams Family? To which, of course, I'd reply first by saying, sweet pop culture beat with the Addams Family drop there. Nice reference, man. That's sweet. And then second, I would just say, hey, I can call the service whatever the hell I want. It doesn't matter what it actually delivers. I can label it however the hell I please. It's just like that time you booked a direct flight from JFK to LAX and then were stopped 3 times and forced to wonder why in Chicago, Phoenix, and Denver you landed the plane. Yeah, why did it stop? It's a direct flight, and then you were, on the second stoppage there in Denver. You were working on your Irish coffee that you paid $8 for, and you had a little bit of liquor in you, so you got the nerve to ask the steward exactly what the hell was going on. And he stared daggers at you while explaining in very flat and monotone voice that direct just means you don't change planes, not that the aircraft doesn't stop, and that if you actually wanted a non-stop service or no interruptions, you should have booked an actual non-stop flight, not a direct flight. And the whole time he's explaining this to you, you can just see that there's no soul behind his eyes, just a blank, pitiless void of rage and hate. So you quietly thank him and just go back to finishing off that $8 Irish coffee rather than risk raising his ire. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Basically, it's just a convenient fiction that I invented to serve my purposes of getting through another video intro while sticking it to the consumer, namely you. Because, hey, the ticket on that plane was non-refundable, just like this video, also non-refundable. Yeah, so suck it. Welcome to capitalism. Enjoy it. It's gonna be here for a while. We're hanging around. You know what isn't gonna be here for a while? These enemies that are sitting here on our screen. I mean, I appreciate just sitting here staring at the magnificence that is Jake I'm with Busey as much as the next guy. But we got people to kill and things to do, and I really think it's maybe time that this man gets eradicated and is not on the planet anymore. 83% at the shield bearer, huh? Well, we're not going to do any better, and I'm not even sure it's going to take 2 hits to kill him. So this is just hedging our bets a little bit. Yeah, so it turns out the rapid fire, totally unnecessary. 14 damage, and a little bit of delicious mango chutney for the crew. Oh, do we have 3 guys here? Oh, we're actually in considerably worse shape than I thought. We had a pot of 4 guys. I did not see one of those sons of bitches. All right, this is not good then. We have killed 1, 3 still remain. All right, I think we have to try this capacitor discharge. Are we going to hit that guy on the roof? We are not. But we can hit these 2, and that's something. All right, let's try this. I don't really think we're going to get much better performance out of Casper Van Dien. This should do some reasonable, if not fantastic damage. You know what? That actually got considerably better damage than I expected to. Both of those guys are now disoriented, which means no advanced abilities. Jake Busey has his implacable move, so if we need to, we can have Jake fall back. Neil Patrick Harris, what do you got? You can see that Elite Lancer, but you can't really... I say you can't really do much to him, but that's not necessarily true. If we drop this Void Rift, the Void Rift hits them all. Oh, well, we definitely do this then, because this is 2 kills and some kind of negative mental effect on our other Advent friend. Is this the moment where Neil Patrick Harris proves his worth? Is this the instant where he comes out and says, look at me, I'm here, I'm amazing, don't underestimate the Scion just because I'm unfamiliar? What are you doing, Neil? What the hell is this? Oh, okay, so there's an animation for that. All right, we panicked 1 guy, that's amazing. And that just leaves this dude down here. All right. Well, nope, Neil's doing something to him, too. Look at this. He's got a little something for everybody. He's like fucking Santa Claus up here. He's got a little gift for everybody. He's like Oprah. He's like, oh, no, this is for you. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. Everybody gets a little something, something. Oh, the panic is very bad. Is this guy going to shoot? He is, but he's shooting his buddy. I mean, the dodge is not good, but that really could not have worked out in a more ideal situation for us. That was brilliant. Neil Patrick Harris, I may be fully on board with the Psy operative already. You have saved the glorious Casper Van Dien from taking some damage. Advanced expanded magazine, really good. Superior agility, also really good. But not only did you save the magnificent Casper Van Dien from taking damage there, which I sincerely appreciate, don't get me wrong. But not only did you do that, you also brought some pain right there. You probably saved us from having to use a Mimic Beacon, which every time I do now, I kind of feel like a little cheesy about. Not cheesy enough to be like, no, you know what, I'm just not going to use Mimic Beacons anymore. I mean, come on, I'm a reasonable man. They exist for a reason, but I don't like just throwing them out willy-nilly. So you can enjoy that panic. Jake Busey used his implacable move to get himself a little bit of an additional movement, and somebody got to carry the chump stain over here, because we are going to knock him out and try to extract him. I do, by the way, fully expect reinforcements to show up on this map before we make it to the exit zone. They're on this bad boy somewhere. They're just sitting here waiting. So we're going to bide our time and see if we can set up a top-quality ambush for the inevitable replacements. 7 damage. Casper Van Dien shot that man right in the butthole. Right in the butthole. You'd be like, Pete, do you really got to shoot a guy in the butthole? And I'd be like, hey, where would you prefer I shoot the man? You know, there's a lot of nerve endings clustered in the butthole. If you shoot somebody in the butthole, that's going to take them right out of the fight. I was an intemperate man in my youth. Got into a lot of fist fights and whatnot. And I got to tell you, you get into a little bit of a scrape, and you punch or kick someone square in the asshole. That takes the fight right out of him. You kick a man right in the asshole, and he's gonna be like, I'm done fighting. Yeah, that hurt. I don't. Please don't kick me in the butthole again. That sucks, man. No butthole kicking. I call no fairsies. I'm tempted to drop fuse on this guy just to see if we can detonate him. More out of curiosity of what the ability actually does than any real need to do it. It's sort of like an idle curiosity thing. One thing I'm having a little trouble with lately, I gotta say, my proclivity for completely laying waste to every alien facility we encounter does oftentimes leave me in a situation like this, where I would love to take advantage of cover as I progress across the map, but there simply is no cover available because all of it got blown the fuck up. It's definitely not ideal. Neil Patrick Harris, I think we're gonna make you schlep the new guy. And by new guy, I mean the man I'm fucking here to kidnap. I'm making you an accessory to kidnapping, Neil Patrick Harris. I don't necessarily feel good about it, but I also don't necessarily feel bad about it because it's a necessary kidnapping, because I necessarily want to try and get the word necessary into this sentence as many times as possible. Also, you can't fire a weapon or anything, but I don't know if you can use psychic powers while toting a dude. You can't throw a grenade, you can't shoot a gun, but what about the mental gymnastics? Can you still engage in mental gymnastics while carrying a dead guy? I mean, he's not dead. Amy Smart just smashed the shit out of him with the butt of her rifle, but given the amount of blood on the floor, Jesus Christ, Amy Smart, did you maybe get a little carried away there? We need this man alive. I'm pretty sure you shattered his nose and all of the cartilage in his face. Making things a little difficult on us, and that just leaves Clancy the Kurgan Brown, who has also got a decided lack of cover. Again, thanks in large part to my overly aggressive explosion habits. I'm not going to apologize for it. Also, some of this wasn't me, too. That's the other thing. You can't pin all of this on me, because some of it was a sectopod. We killed the I forgot to kill that guy. Am I the world's stupidest man? I just ignored him because he was... I am the world's stupidest man. I can't believe he didn't just kill someone. Bradford is clearly as fucking confused as I am, because he completely forgot to comment on the fact that I should have just gotten fucked in the butthole right there. I mean, I should have taken a pretty significant butthole fucking, and for whatever reason did not take a butthole fucking. Wow, we should have. All right, well, just combat protocol and kill this man then, Casper Van Dien. He's on Overwatch, and I want that Overwatch going. And again, more reason why the longer I play, the more convinced I become that Shadow Step not necessarily even useful or good. So we do have reinforcements coming in. We expected these reinforcements, though. Where are they landing, specifically? They're actually pretty far away. We do want to try and get as much Overwatch focused on them as we can. Neil Patrick Harris. I mean, I kind of want you to double move, but I also kind of want you to be somewhere safe. Amy Smart, I want you to be able to potentially... You know what? Never mind. I was going to say I would like you to potentially be able to get some Overwatch on them, but you're just way too far away. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have to dash for it, Amy Smart. Jake Busey may be the only guy who can legitimately have a shot at some Overwatch here. So we're going to drop him in. Seth Gilliam. With a single move, I mean, there's a non-zero chance here you could get some Overwatch. And really, you can't dramatically improve your situation with a double move, so I'm okay with that. Neil Patrick Harris, we'll get back to you in a moment. And for once, I gotta say, I'm not really feeling a time crunch here. This is just a nice, sedate-paced, little relaxing jaunt. We've been dominating our foes, crushing them willy-nilly beneath our hobnailed boots. Haven't really had a whole lot of difficulty here. This mission's been pretty smooth straight from the start. So we're going to bring Neil Patrick Harris to this full cover. He can't go on Overwatch or anything. Can he hunker down? He also can't hunker down. Oh. Alright, well, that's not optimal. But these guys are going to land, so they should not get a chance to shoot this turn. This is fine.
Is it clear?
No, it's absolutely not clear, Neil Patrick Harris. I'm taking a risk with your life. But I realize that while I'm taking a risk with your life, you can also use that dude over your shoulder as a human shield. I mean, our goal was capture or kill, and I'm trying to capture because I like to be an overachiever. But if you got to fling him, holy fucking shit, that's a lot of robot. So this is a problem, then. That's a pretty beefy reinforcement. 3 robots, one of whom has gone on Overwatch, one of whom is about to get shot at and missed. This is a bit of a problem, but honestly, we're not in a terrible situation here, in large part thanks to the efforts and amazing stylings of Clancy Brown. And also, we're near the evac point, so if shit goes bad and worse comes to worse, we can just come in here and run like hell. I mean, we'll just be like, oh, fuck it, we out, yo. So Clancy can see all 3, which means face-off 82, 79, 69. All right, that's interesting, but Clancy has our blue screen rounds, which is the important thing, because the blue screen rounds, they're going to reduce the hacking resistance of anything we can hit. And I really want it to be this advanced mech. You know what? Take the shot, Clance. We're going to double up and try to hit that guy as many times as possible. His hacking defense is now reduced, and then Clancy, give me the Overwatch. So Clancy here with the face-off, this is ending his turn. Clancy is not evacuating. He's also doing ridiculous damage to... Holy shit, Clancy Brown has just completely ruined these robots with a single ability. Oh, EMP rounds on a gunslinger are... You know, I don't want to say they're the shit, but they're kind of the shit. It seems real good. That seems borderline amazing. So do we have Casper Van Dien hack one just for, like, I don't want to say shits and giggles, but basically shits and giggles? Can you see that advanced mech? Cannot. Can you get into a position where you can see any of them and still have an opportunity to hack? The answer may be no. He's really far away. Casper Van Dien, actually, no, he cannot. He's not going to be able to do anything. Casper Van Dien can't do shit. So then, since we're not going to hack him, I guess we'll just have to kill him then. All right, are we going to be able to do that is the question, and the answer to that question is a resounding and definitive abso-fucking-lutely. So let's just bring, all right, nothing fancy here then. We're going to bring Amy Cameo Smart up. She's going to throw a nice little destructive acid grenade at our little friends over here. Enjoy this, gentlemen. This is not going to tickle. I'm guessing acid and delicate electronics probably not going to go too well together. A little bit of bloop. And you're melt. Actually, that guy is still up. Still up. All right. Well, that's... not an ideal outcome, but I think we're going to be okay. Seth Padre Gilliam. Oh, we could test out Seth. You know what? Let's do this. We have not tried this yet, and I am interested in seeing how this ability works, and it should be able to catch them both. We've got this Shredder, their Saturation Fire ability, which I have not tried, and also is not anywhere near as big as I expected it might have been. Alright, well, this guy's farther. Alright, let's just try this. Let's eliminate all this cover. This doesn't, like, hit friends, does it? Nope, okay. Let's try the Saturation Fire. I'm just curious what it does. It looks cool as shit. That's what it does. It does amazing damage as well. Holy crap. Seth Gilliam just ruined some bitches. That was pretty impressive. So it does 9 damage to everything in that cone, or that kind of damage, and it also, as I understand it, or at least as the tooltip says, which is the limit of my understanding of it, does extraordinarily huge amounts of shredder damage. So it would have probably eliminated the armor on all those guys, too. I mean, it was ridiculous overkill, so we're never really going to know the answer for sure. Also, Jake Busey, good day to you, sir. You know, they've really not invented anything better than shotgun in the mouth. Say what you want about the aliens' tactics and how they're getting continually better, but shotgun in the mouth still works, man. Still works. All right, Neil Patrick Harris, I don't think we waste any time, and you've got the VIP. Let's get you the shit out of here. So we're going to go ahead and have NPH just straight up evac on this one. He's going to bail. Adios, sir. Neil Patrick Harris is out, yo. Just like he was outed at the Oscars last time, and they brought in Chris Rock, which I gotta say, I didn't actually watch it because I don't give a shit about the Oscars, but from what I understand around the old water coolers at work, the Chris Rock hosting was not overly well received. Seemed to get a lot of criticism for The Rock, which is weird because I don't really like Chris Rock. He's usually pretty funny. I guess it's not that weird. I mean, shit, any comedian can have an off night. Maybe he's just having a bad day. Maybe he's just like, fuck, man, my wife left me 2 hours before the show. Been drinking since noon. I mean, it sucks that she did this at the Oscar time, but man, I mean, she is kind of a bitch, and so it's why she's leaving me. I mean, I'm not salty or heartbroken about the fact that she's gone, but you know, end of a relationship. I've been drinking since noon. I'm having an off night. I'm not even gonna apologize about it. Fuck the Oscars. Also, who gives a shit? Nobody actually saw any of these movies that are nominated anyway. Nobody gives a shit, and they don't ever nominate actual films that people cared about.
Whatever you say.
It's gonna be some indie art house film that like 4 people saw. Casper Van Dien pulling the patented Johnny Rico, and they always say, you know, good leader, first in, last out. Johnny Rico's like, fuck that. Johnny Rico looking out for Johnny Rico? Johnny Rico's looking out for number 1. The only person on the list, actually. Johnny Rico's not just number 1. He is the list. That's it. He'd be like, who else do you look out for, Johnny? Who's number 2 on the list? And Johnny's like, there's no number 2. I'm the list. That's it. It's all me. It's all Johnny Rico. I'm the list. What's important to Johnny Rico? The list. Who's on the list? Just Johnny Rico. So still, that's actually a pretty solid mission. We neutralized the target, brought him back alive, killed 14 aliens. Only 1 soldier was wounded, and that was Johnny Rico, who did it to himself. Casper Van Dien has nobody else to blame for that one. He failed a hack. That's on you, Casper Van Dien. That's on you. You tried to skull mine a dude. And now that I think about it, haven't each one of Casper Van Dien's successful skull minings been in testicles? I'm pretty sure every time he has actually tried to skull mine someone's skull, he has failed. But every time he has jacked him in a nutsack, he has succeeded. Maybe you should consider making that alternate route your sort of preferred method of ingress, Johnny Rico. Maybe you should just always go for the dick shot. Just go for the nuts every time. 10 out of 10 times. If the balls are exposed, you mine the balls. Mine the balls, by the way. That's the last words that Johnny Rico said to Dizzy Flores in the eponymous film Starship Troopers. Yeah, they were doing the quick, like, sort of quick and dirty in the tent because they had 10 minutes to get the whole, you know, foreplay and all of it wrapped up and the entire sexual encounter enclosed before they had to ship out. And the last thing Johnny said to her, Diz, mind the balls. Fucking tragic romance right there. I mean, eloquent. That's some Romeo and Juliet shit right there. Would have been an entirely different sort of Operation Little Moan. How the fuck did I miss that on the way coming in? There's like 37 jokes just waiting for that. Be like, how does a woman sound after an encounter with Perfidious Pete? Yeah, she gives a little moan. And it's not a satisfaction moan. It's a despair moan. Moan of despair and dissatisfaction and discontent. It's a little moan, but you can tell. It's a little moan, but it conveys volumes. There's like 40 jokes just waiting for Operation Little Moan, and I didn't even spot it. Too busy talking about Casper Van Dien and reminding Dizzy to remind her to mind the balls. Yeah. Mind the balls, everybody. Hashtag mind the balls. So Casper Van Dien pulling out a light wound, everybody else coming off pretty good. Warlock. That's the greatest title of all time. He's not a colonel or a major or a general or a lieutenant. What's your title? I'm fucking Warlock Neil Patrick Harris. I'm a goddamn warlock. That's what I am. What are you? A fucking colonel? Pathetic loser. You just wish you were a goddamn warlock. That's what you wish. You are a sexy son of a bitch, Neil Patrick Harris. Beastly bastard, you. God damn, he's the greatest man ever. I'm really sort of kind of liking the Psy Operative. We've only had 1 encounter with him, but so far, pretty sweet. Jonas Schneider. With a name like Jonas, we should have known you were a traitor. Jonas is close to Judas, you Schneiderian bastard. Also picked up an advanced magazine. We may use that, and PCS Superior Agility, which is pretty good, plus 20 dodge, very useful as well. More importantly, 173 supplies and 119 intel, which is straight up awesome. We desperately needed that. What's less awesome, we earned the praise of Optimus Prime, which always fills me with a little bit of shame, dread, and regret. You know what it makes me do? It makes me just give a little moan. Yeah, a little bit of moan. Just like, yeah, little moan, little moan. All right, well, a little bit of a shorter episode, but the last one ran considerably longer than I normally run, which is why I hacked it into 2 pieces. Got some restraints with my recording software. Sometimes it gets a little upset when you have videos that are bigger than a certain file size, which tends to be right about an hour of recording. And rather than risk losing footage, we had to cut. Oh, hey, Bradford with his patented drunken interruption.
We're headed towards another as of yet unidentified facility.
Well, of course we are, Bradford.
There are a bunch of theories floating around as to what we'll find.
Bradford's theory? Liquor. Bradford's theory is that the aliens have the human populace distilling liquor in only one place left on the planet, and this is that place. This is why Bradford is so eager to get to it. The world's last supply of pure, undiluted juniper berries that are being refined into the delicious, delicious gin that fuels Bradford. That's what's there, and Bradford needs that gin. And when I say he needs that gin, I mean legitimately, physiologically, he needs it. He's a functional alcoholic. Bradford needs that liquor to work. His brain is just like, if I don't have liquor in me, I'm checking out of this shit. So Bradford's like, please, Pete, for the love of God, it's got the DTs down here. The shakes are completely out of control. You got to help me, man. You got to help me. You got to get me some of that sweet, sweet gin that I crave so much. And I'm like, all right, Bradford, because I'm all about enabling people. I enable Dr. Tigan in his weird, trip nasty sort of search to hump every corpse in the world. I give Lily all the toys she can handle to manufacture into, arguably she's the least codependent person on the mission because she does produce useful stuff. I enable Bradford's drinking. I really should go for, I should get some counseling. I'm an enabler. I don't want to be, but I can't help it. I also can't help that this episode is over. If you enjoyed it, consider dropping a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more XCOM 2, you might consider subscribing as well, because we post new episodes every single day. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. Bradford and I will see you soon, probably from an Al-Anon meeting.